Right. So picture this. You're meant to be the star of the show, the guest of honor, the belle of the ball, and then suddenly you're not even on the guest list anymore. Not in the footnotes. Not in the fine print. Nowhere. It's like being uninvited to your own birthday party, except this party costs $1,500 a ticket and takes place in a museum full of dinosaur bones, which, let's be honest, is probably less awkward than whatever's happening here. Welcome back to Royal Pancakes, where we serve up the royalty piping hot with a side of sarcasm. Today, we're diving into the curious case of Meghan Markle and the disappearing Duchess drama at last night of Wonder Gala. Because nothing says wonder quite like a mystery that involves high society, last-minute changes, and more questions than philosophy exam. So buckle up, because this story has more plot twists than a Netflix limited series, and honestly, it's juicier than anything the streaming service has put out lately. Let's rewind to last summer. June, to be specific. The Natural History Museum of Los Angeles County had planned this absolutely spectacular event called the Night of Wonder Gala. We're talking enchanted gardens, live music, immersive exhibits, and dinner that probably cost more than most people's monthly rent. This wasn't just any fundraiser. This was THE fundraiser. The kind of event where you rub shoulders with La's cultural elite while pretending to care deeply about STEM education between sips of champagne. And the guest of honor? None other than Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex herself, local LA girl made good, or made royal, or made complicated, depending on who you ask. Now, Meghan was supposed to be honored for her work championing women in underserved communities. Lovely stuff, really. The museum's president, Lilibet Varga, gave this glowing statement to People magazine about how Meghan's work aligned perfectly with the museum's equity-focused approach to science literacy. It was all very warm and fuzzy and inspirational. The kind of press release that makes you feel good about humanity for approximately 4 to 5 seconds before you scroll to the next bit of internet chaos. But then, plot twist number 1, the gala got postponed. Why? Protests in the area. Fair enough. Los Angeles is a big city with a lot of passionate people and a lot of causes we're protesting for. These things happen. You reschedule, you move on, you send out the updated invitations. Simple, right? Wrong. So very magnificently wrong. Fast forward to autumn. The museum announces a new date, October 15th. Great. The show must go on. Tickets are still available at a bargain price of $1,500 each, which is roughly the cost of a decent used car or semester's worth of textbooks. But who's counting? The promotional materials go out. The website gets updated. People start planning their outfits, probably involving lots of sequins and uncomfortable shoes. Everything's back on track, except for one teensy, tiny, absolutely massive detail. Meghan's name is nowhere to be found. Not on the program, not on the website, not in the promotional materials. It's like she's been digitally erased from the event, and suddenly we're all living in some weird royal version of eternal sunshine of the spotless mind. 1 minute you're the guest of honor, the next you're, what? The guest of dishonor? The guest of, we'll get back to you. The guest of it's complicated. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting, and by interesting, I mean absolutely bonkers. Apparently, Meghan's name was never actually on the museum's website to begin with, even for the original June event. Her attendance was only confirmed through that statement from Ms. Beatrice Varga to People magazine. So we've got this weird situation where the museum's president is publicly announcing that Meghan is a guest of honor, but the actual official channels are playing it cooler than a cucumber in a freezer. It's like throwing someone a surprise party, but forgetting to tell the guest of honor that they are actually invited. Let's talk about what this Night of Wonder Gala actually is, because context matters, and I'm nothing if not thorough. This isn't just some casual Tuesday night fundraiser in a community center. This is a major event for one of LA's most prestigious institutions. The Natural History Museum of Los Angeles County is a big deal. We're talking massive collections, important research, educational programs that actually matter. Their STEM and STEAM Pathways programs are genuinely trying to make science accessible to the next generation, especially kids from underserved communities. It's proper, legitimate, important work. And raising money for that, that's a good thing. Nobody's arguing otherwise. But here's the thing about high society galas in Los Angeles. They're as much about the spectacle as they are about the cause. You need star power. You need names that make people want to shell out 1,500 quid for a ticket. You need someone who will generate buzz, get press coverage, make people talk. And Meghan Markle? Say what you will about her, but the woman generates headlines like a factory produces widgets. She's walking, talking publicity, and in the non-profit fundraising world, that's worth its weight in gold, or in this case, worth its weight in dinosaur bones. So why the Vanishing Act? That's a $1,500 question, isn't it? Did Meghan pull out? Did the museum get cold feet? Was there some behind-the-scenes drama that we'll never hear about? Did someone in the museum's board decide that honoring a controversial royal, or former royal, or whatever we're calling her these days, wasn't the look they wanted? Or is this all just a massive administrative cock-up of the highest order? The museum isn't talking. Meghan's representatives aren't talking. Everyone's been contacted for comment, and everyone's responding with a public relations equivalent of radio silence. Which, let's be honest, just makes the whole thing more intriguing. If this was just a simple scheduling conflict or mutual decision to part ways, surely someone would say that, right? But no, we've got nothing but cricket sounds and awkward questions. And then there's Harry. Oh, Harry. Can we just take a moment to imagine what's going through Prince Harry's head right now? The man gave up his entire life in the UK, walked away from his family, moved to California for a fresh start, and now his wife is getting uninvited from galas like she's a teenager who got caught sneaking out past curfew. The title of this video mentions Harry being frustrated, and honestly, can you blame him? The man's probably sitting in their Montecito mansion thinking, we gave up Frogmore Cottage for this? We could be dealing with British press drama right now, but instead we're dealing with LA museum drama. It's like choosing between being roasted or grilled. Either way, you're still getting cooked. Here's what makes this whole situation absolutely fascinating from a royal watching perspective. This is exactly the kind of thing that wasn't supposed to happen in America. The whole point of the California move was to escape the scrutiny, the protocols, the stuffiness of royal life. Harry and Meghan were going to be free to do their own thing, support the causes they cared about, be honored for their work without all the baggage. They were going to be embraced by progressive, forward-thinking LA, where nobody cares about titles and everyone's too busy doing hot yoga and discussing their latest juice cleanse to worry about royal protocol. Except apparently, LA institutions can ghost you just as effectively as British ones. They just do it with better weather and more expensive tickets. The timing of all this is particularly awkward too. This is happening at a moment when Harry and Meghan are trying to establish themselves as serious philanthropic figures in their own right. They've got Archie, their foundation. They are doing various projects and partnerships. They are trying to build a brand that's about more than just being famous or being royal. They want to be known for making a difference. And that's admirable, truly. But when you get publicly UN honored by a major institution, it doesn't exactly scream professional philanthropic power couple, does it? It screams there's drama here, folks, and we're not telling you what it is. What I find particularly cheeky about this whole situation is the museum's original statement about honoring Meghan. They went hard on praising her work for underserved communities, her equity-focused approach, her commitment to community well-being. They called her a native Angelino, which is technically true but also feels like they are trying really hard to emphasize that she's one of them, not just some British royal import. And then, when it comes time to actually honor her, crickets. It's like your friend hyping you up all day about how amazing you are, and then not tagging you in the Instagram post. It's just not cricket, as Harry's relatives might say. Let's also talk about that ticket price for a second. $1,500 per person to attend a gala at a museum. Now, I understand that this is a fundraiser and the whole point is to raise money for a good cause, but bloody hell, that's a lot of money. For that price, those dinosaur skeletons better do a dance routine. The immersive exhibits better be so immersive they transport you to the Jurassic period. And the dinner? That dinner better be cooked by Gordon Ramsay himself while he compliments your outfit. The point is, people who are spending that kind of money expect a certain level of prestige, a certain caliber of guest, a certain je-ne-sais-quoi. And maybe, just maybe, the museum is rethinking whether Meghan brings that kind of uncontroversial prestige they need. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this deep dive into royal drama, hit that like button and subscribe to Royal Pancakes for more. Drop a comment below with your theories about what actually happened here. I want to hear all your conspiracy theories. The wilder the better. Until next time, keep it royal, keep it real, and remember, always read the fine print before you accept an honor. Cheers!